Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Gashi Skyman TV. One time, on an interview at Citizen, I'm not sure whether it is Citizen, Moses Kuria, who is William Samoei Ruto's advisor, told Kenyans that we shall not have any elections in 2027. Many people did not take Moses Kuria seriously. They took it lightly because majority of Kenyans believe that Moses Kuria is a joker. Majority of Kenyans don't understand that inside those jokes, there's a lot of seriousness. Moses Kuria has a way of passing very serious message in a very jocular way. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm convinced that we are not likely to have an election in 2027. Looking at the political atmosphere, looking at the reality in our Kenyan politics, it is very, very clear that there is an artificial way that the government wants us not to have elections. I strongly believe that what we are seeing in the country is something that is premeditated. It is something that has been planned to happen the way it is happening. You cannot tell me that the government is not arresting goons. And by the way, the United Nations gave a very strong message to William Samoei Ruto that violence must come to an end, that the goons and all the criminals must be arrested. The extrajudicial killing must come to an end. And that is good. That is commendable when you see an international body trying to intervene in the helplessness that you are experiencing in Kenya today. Back to our main issue. Why do I believe that there will be no elections in 2027? Number one is because of the violence and the demonstrations and the kind of looting that we have been seeing in the country. In fact, there is a deliberate way that the government is bringing anarchy in the country. And this is likely to continue all the way to 2027. Let me ask you, why is it that the government is not bothered to solve the problem that is at hand? Why is it that the government is not even addressing the issues? You know, when there was finance bill, William Samoei Ruto made an attempt by reshuffling his cabinet. And then, although he was not very serious because they finally brought in the same people in the same tainted cabinet. You see, there was an attempt. But now, we have not seen any attempt. Because you see, it is only in June that we had serious demonstrations where more than 11 people died. Yesterday, we had another demonstration that was fatal. And many people died. A number of police officers were also injured. But the government is not bothered to do anything. So, according to me, it is happening as it should. The government is actually allowing the situation. The government is even escalating the situation, such that the situation be so volatile that we cannot have an election. I want you to take you forward to 2027. Suppose what we are seeing will be repeated in 2027. It means on June 2024, 24th June 2024, the Gen Zs will demonstrate again. 2 months to elections. And this will be a very conducive atmosphere for William Samoei Ruto to actually stamp his authority, unleash the policemen, the government to unleash the goons, and the country will be ungovernable. That is the situation. That is the real situation, and that is what the government is doing deliberately so that it can extend its term. Number two, that is likely to happen, if history is anything to go by, we assume we shall have another Sabasaba. That will be on July 2027. What does that mean? Just some few months to the elections. Will IBC even be able to conduct an election with this kind of atmosphere? Because already the government is creating a lot of fear through unleashing goons, through killing people And this thing is likely to be repeated. And I'll not be surprised if next month we have Nane Nane. I'll not be surprised because it happened around 1990s during the second revelation. And if this is what is happening, if it happen again, then it means if it happens in 2027, what are you saying? Surely, shall we have any elections in 2027? So you can see why I'm saying that there is likely to be no elections in 2027. And the government to be so happy and so willing to look up the situation. In fact, these guys are very, very happy. And the reason why they are very, very happy is because I can tell you, all these guys who are in government will be sold to Lake Victoria, the Indian Ocean, by the riots that will occur in the ballot. Because if elections were to be conducted today, not even William Samoei Ruto, nor his deputy, nor anybody in parliament, just maybe less than 10% that can be re-elected back to parliament. Let me ask you, if elections were to be held today, would you re-elect, that is, your member of the county assembly? Would you re-elect your governor? Would you re-elect your senator? Would you re-elect your woman rep? Would you re-elect your member of parliament? Maybe you can put in the comment section, and maybe even write the name of the member of parliament or the senator or the governor. Now, the other reason why I strongly believe that we may not have an election in 2027 is because IBC will be questioned in court. Today, a ruling is expected whether IBC will be constituted. And even if the courts allow IBC to be reconstituted as it should. Now, there are so many things that IBC need to do. One of them is the boundaries determination, voters registration, and audits of the 2022 general elections has never been done. And there is also procuring vital materials. And I'm telling you, all these things have a timeline. They have a timeline as far as IBC calendar is concerned. So what will happen, a man from the government, a man from William Samoei Ruto's inner circle, you just need to go to court and challenge the legality of IEBC. And you only need to have a friendly judge and say, as currently constituted, IBC cannot conduct a free and verifiable elections. And it will give reasons. One, including the timelines that have not been met. Because I believe, even if IBC was to start work tomorrow, it will be late. In fact, it will be time-barred. So IBC question is likely to bring issues. And again, I can see a situation where the country will be ungovernable. If people are saying, Ruto must go, wherever they go, Ruto must go. That time, don't be surprised to hear the policemen saying Ruto must go. Don't be surprised. When you look at the situation, the country is likely to be ungovernable because one of the pain points, taxation, punitive taxations, joblessness, SHA not working, so many things, corruption everywhere. And when these things happen, then it means the country will be on its knees. When this happens, it means the public is likely to erupt. The electorate is likely to be very, very impatient with the president. Because you see, when you look at what is happening in our country, it tells you that unless the government change its way of doing things, it is very easy for the country to be ungovernable. I don't know what you think, but from where I sit, we may not have an election. And what happened? What does the Constitution say? If, for example, there is lawlessness, if there is disorder, a state of emergency can be declared very easily. William Samoei Ruto just need to declare a state of emergency, and Parliament will approve. Remember, he controls Parliament, and I think it's not a coincidence that members of William Samoei Ruto's party, UDA, have been talking about extending the term of the president to 7 years. So let's see what is going to happen. But until and unless normalcy is restored, this country is not conducive. That time will not be conducive for a free and fair election. That is my take, ladies and gentlemen. I could be right. I could be wrong. Most of the time, we are right. Bye-bye.